Welcome, dreamer, to Las Cruces. This day, I'm staying at the Encanto in Las Cruces, New Mexico. You might be wondering what brings someone to Las Cruces, and the number one reason would be either New Mexico State or the White Sands National Park. Is it White Sands or is it White Plains? Okay, so I said it right. I just got checked in, and the number one reason I think somebody would book this place is for the pool. So I'm definitely gonna go check that out first. 2 restaurants on site, both look amazing. One has a really cool Mexican-inspired outdoor patio, and this hotel in general really invokes the New Mexico Native American feel. So it definitely has a unique vibe to it. I'm looking forward to showing you around. So it's the next day. After checking out the pool yesterday, it's really, really beautiful and definitely a reason why you would want to stay here. Now, I'm about to head off to get some breakfast, but let's go over some of the points of this hotel first. Hotel Encanto is a heritage brand hotel. That's a local New Mexico regional company. They have a few hotels, some larger, some smaller, but it's definitely a more boutique chain that focuses on bringing New Mexico flair to their properties and making it a authentic experience. I think that they really nailed it with this property. I really get that New Mexico spirit while staying here. I think it's decorated really well. Now, this is definitely an older property, so take a few of the points that I will make in this into consideration, as this property has been around for a few years, and so it's starting to show a little bit of wear and tear, but that's kind of to be expected. So check-in. I don't have a whole lot to say about check-in. It was easy. You could pull up right under the awning. There was plenty of carts if you needed a luggage cart to haul your luggage. No valet here, but easy enough check-in experience. I did have to wait a little bit to check in. There was a little bit of a line, but really nothing that ruined the experience. And once I got up there, quick, easy sailing. So 5 out of 5, really nothing bad or unusual to report with the check-in process. Next up is the cleanliness and condition of this hotel overall. There are a few points that I want to point out. Some of the poor condition issues that I found in this hotel were like a torn pillowcase. Like there's a pretty sizable tear in a pillowcase, and it was out front. So it was pretty noticeable, like right whenever I got like on the bed, I was like, oh, this is a pretty big tear. It was surprising that housekeeping let it stand. Also, all the corners, especially the corners of the showers and stuff, are definitely showing their age. They need a pretty solid deep clean. They're just showing some grimy bits in there. Also, the remote last night wasn't working very well. It definitely needed replaced. Other than that though, the general area of the hotel feels dated, but overall clean and really no major broken or obvious problems. So because of that, I'm gonna give this place a 4 out of 5 on condition and cleanliness. It had carpet throughout, but it felt pretty clean, and I felt pretty good as like walking around that it was in a well-maintained order. Now, amenities. It should be no shock that I give this place a 5 out of 5. I think the amenity list here is great, especially for the price point. So you have a heated pool, not that you need it here in the summer. I think it's 100 degrees today, but it's nice to have, and beautiful pool deck with food and beverage service. Amazing, especially for this caliber of hotel. Really rare to find. Next up, they have a fitness center with Peloton bikes. I think that's awesome. A lot of people use them now, and it's nice to have them on the road. Really nice amenity. They have a concierge on site, and they also have a small business center where there's a couple of computers and a printer that you can use. Also nice, especially for these like family vacation destinations where you're probably going to a national park or doing some hiking in the area. 2 restaurants here on site, which is fantastic. The one has a really nice outdoor bar patio, really pretty. Didn't get to use it last night, got back kind of late from my business dinner, but it looked really nice. Lots of people were inside enjoying the ambiance. It looked like a nice place to hang out. There's also a little shop here in the hotel that has basic snacks and beverages, but also a host of other little mementos that you can grab so you don't have to go to a different tourist site or store to get your souvenirs for home. That's really nice, and a lot of people would probably use that. And the final pretty unique amenity is that on Saturdays here, you can actually do yoga in the morning on the lawn. That's great, and something that you find at 5-star resorts, not this like 3-star local boutique hotel. Really, really nice touch. This place absolutely deserves a 5 out of 5 on their amenity list. You should stay here because of the amenities. That's definitely where they hit it out of the park. Moving on to the staff. But to be honest, I haven't really seen a whole lot of staff. It should be noted that room cleaning here is on demand. So you're gonna have to call the day before if you want your room cleaned. I wasn't really sure if I should knock them down staff-wise because of that. I feel like not, because that doesn't necessarily pertain to that. If anything, it should be reflected in the amenity list. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you prefer your room cleaned every day whenever you stay at a hotel? For me, it just depends. But the few staff that I have interacted with seem friendly and willing to help. So I went ahead and gave them a 5 out of 5. If I don't have anything bad to report, then I'm just going to assume that everything is a-okay. And as you guys know, the next category is food. And I'm pretty hungry. It's definitely breakfast time. And so I'm gonna head off to breakfast, and I will be back to report in on the food. All right, just got back from food, and sadly, I have to report that it was pretty terrible. Service was bad, and my food was cold, like cold. Probably some of the worst hotel food that I've had in years. Honestly, it was terrible. I had a smothered burrito. It tasted okay, but it was cold. There wasn't a whole lot of like filling in it or salsa over the top. And once again, I just can't believe exactly how cold it was. Next, the service was bad. Just really unattentive, really just casual, just didn't really care. And on top of it, the bill was wrong at the end. I had to have them correct it. And of course, the server was nowhere to be seen. So that's not a great way to start the food. I did look up the reviews for the other restaurant site, and they're terrible. So because of all that, I'd rate the food here maybe a 2 out of 5. That's only because the ambiance in the restaurant was actually pretty nice. It's decorated really nicely, and they have a well-stocked bar there. Couple pluses, maybe the drinks are good. Didn't get to try one, but the food definitely wouldn't come back for. So pretty disappointing there. Let's talk about the room overall now. There's definitely some low points and a few high points. As I mentioned earlier, the carpet's in really good shape, and there's a lot of lighting in here. That's a huge plus to me. There's also a coffee maker and a really nice chair and desk setup. Plenty of room, good outlets, so lots of pluses there. I also really like the furniture and the way that it's it's decorated. It really gives you that New Mexico flair. Really enjoyable. The low points, there's quite a few of them. First, there's no fridge in this room. Definitely a low point. I really feel like almost all hotel rooms need a fridge or a mini bar, just something if you get thirsty. They gave us a couple bottles of water, so that's nice, but it would just be really, really nice to have somewhere to put leftover food or beverages. The next really low point are the windows in this room. They actually move back and forth with the wind, and it's loud. I heard it throughout the night. If you were a light sleeper, it would definitely keep you awake. The bed is also a low point. Even though I woke up today feeling okay, so I'm not gonna overly dwell on it too bad, but it definitely needs replaced. There's a whole sag in the middle of it. I tried to show you guys on film. I'm not sure it came across, but it needs replaced. It definitely was pretty old, and it only had a flat sheet, not a fitted sheet over it. That's an absolute no-go, and it's disgusting. Just get a fitted sheet that doesn't like move whenever you sleep, so you're sleeping on like the mattress or the mattress protector. Gross. Absolutely a no-go. Bath products were pretty low quality here. Definitely didn't enjoy the lotion. Smelled terrible. I don't know if it was expired or it was just supposed to smell like that, but I actually rubbed it off of myself. I put it on, smelled it, and was like, oh no, and then I rubbed it all off. This is a fairly affordable hotel, so I don't want to be too harsh on the quality of them, but they could at least smell good, and these smelled really bad. I really think that lotion was probably expired. So the low points are pretty low, and therefore I only gave it a 2 out of 5, and I think it really deserves that, and it could easily be brought up if some of those items were addressed. It'd be easy to stick a mini fridge in here. There's plenty of room for it, and the mattress bed situation could easily be rectified as well. The windows are a much more expensive fix, but something that I definitely think should be like looked into. The fact that they rattle. Yesterday there was a windstorm, and I was like, are these windows gonna blow out? It kind of made me feel a little unsafe. I was like, oh boy. So yeah, I definitely think that this place could be better room-wise if they just addressed a few points. Now let's talk about the value. The value of this place and its rating might surprise you. I rated it a 5 out of 5. Yes, even rating the room a 2 out of 5. I think the value of this place is still a home run. I paid $180, and for the amenity list that this place has, I think that's a great price. It would be wonderful if the food was better and all of that, but this is a very large room in a safe part of town with great amenities and free parking. So $180 is like out the door everything. That's a pretty decent price considering that you get to swim in pretty well a 5-star pool. Pretty good. And it also makes the value perfect for like a budget staycation. Now let's talk about whether or not I would come back. There are very few places to stay in Las Cruces, and even less special properties that make you feel like you're embracing the spirit of the area. Because of that, I would consider coming back. In the past, when I've come to Las Cruces to stay, I've stayed in Airbnbs, and those have been hit or miss in the area. I'd love to know if you guys are interested in Airbnbs, because I can cover a few unique properties along the way in a few videos if you are. If not, we will stay in the boutique resort hotel range. I love to bring those to you guys. The overall score ended up being 28 out of 35, moderately average to the lower end of my average. So that kind of reflects in my wishy-washy overall thoughts as to whether I would come back. I would love you to come back though. So please subscribe and turn on notifications if you'd love to see more hotel reviews. I'll be back shortly with another video. Until then, bye dreamer.